Hello, Reborn family. Welcome back to my channel. So I have my new little boy, Cole, and I spent this previous weekend doing some minor adjustments on him. And I wanted to go back in. It seems like I need to look and see, but I put some weight in and I think for some reason things have shifted. I wanted to go in and find out what's going on and maybe add a little more weight and stuffing up here in the chest area. And I know that there are a lot of people in the community that don't know how to take their babies apart. So I thought it would be really helpful to come on and show you guys like how to take your baby apart. It's always a good idea to look and see what's on the inside as far as what's being used for the weighting, what the polyfill looks like, especially if it's like a secondhand baby, what the stuffing looks like. Sometimes that needs to be replaced because it gets really clumpy looking. So I thought I would come on and just kind of show you guys how to take the zip ties off and put them on, just to kind of help some people out. It's a good idea to know this, especially if you're, an avid collector or a reborn mom. Because not everybody is going to weight the baby like you want that. When I got him, his limbs, both his arms and his legs, all were filled with glass beads to the very top. And so, when you dropped his legs, it was like thud. And he had like one tiny little bag in his body and nothing in his head. So, I've adjusted his head. His head's really good. He has glass beads to his elbows and the rest is polyfill. Same thing with his legs. It's just underneath the knee with glass beads and the rest is polyfill. And I added some to the body, but I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what's happened, but I want to go in there and take a look. So I received these with my kit, my beginner's kit, when I started painting. These are fantastic to clip the zip ties. If you don't have one of these, you could get these. These are actually, we use these in beauty school to, once you do sorry, don't look at my fingers, but to clip cuticles. That's what we always use these for. But these are really good. You can also use scissors. I have these tiny little scissors. These work really good. And you can also use fingernail clippers. But honestly, they're pretty easy. So I'm just going to take off his head because he's good down here. It's up here that, he's just a little too floppy for me. I like him floppy, but not quite that floppy. So what you're going to do is turn him around. And this right here is the zip tie, okay? So you want to find, what I do is kind of take my fingernail and sort of move it to the side. And you see the zip tie there. So you want to be very careful and make sure that you don't clip, or at least try not to cut the body, because it will start to ravel and stuff. But I get in there with this and I just get my tool around it and it's that easy. Then you just pull this out. Okay. We're going to set his head to the side. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to start pulling some of this fill out, see if I can find out where the weight went. See, it's right there. I don't understand why he doesn't feel like he has any weight in him. Here's my bag of glass beads. And then a little further, I have another bag of glass beads, or I thought I did. Maybe that's what slipped. Here's my polyfill. Okay, there's my other bag. And then there's one in his tush. Okay. So there's 3 bags of polyfill. I'm assuming maybe I need to adjust them a little bit. So I'm going to put some of this polyfill back in. And then what I do is make like a little nest. I think that's probably good. But I make a little nest. I put it inside because you don't want to feel it from the outside. And then I just take the polyfill and just sort of put it around the glass bead bag. Like so. So it's kind of, you know, encased in filling. Make sure that you get underneath here, like underneath the arms. Make sure you get under there. He definitely needs more polyfill. But I just kind of put it around the bag, so now see, you can't see it. So now I'll put this in. It's gonna need a little bit more. This is polyfill premium. And then I'm gonna make another little nest. He's a bigger baby, so I wanted him to be a little bit heavier. Not too heavy, just because that's hard on me, but here, now he's looking a little more filled out. I'm gonna go underneath here and put some underneath this arm. Because see, it's sort of droopy over here. I tell you who was weighted perfectly is Caleb. When I got him, oh my gosh, he was perfectly weighted. So that looks pretty good to me. He's not, yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better to me. So now we're gonna put the zip tie back on. This is the zip ties that I use. You can get these a lot of different places. You can get them, honestly, at the dollar store in different sizes. You can get them at your local hardware store. You can order them online. You know, it just depends. You know, but what you do then is, so hopefully I can get close enough. You see that one side is flat and the other one kind of sticks out. So what I do is, you want this flat end, because that's the end that this goes into, okay? So what I do is, I just make sure that my flat end is facing out. And I go ahead, and there's 2 holes right here, and you just feed it through. So I just make sure that I still have that flat end facing away from me. You're gonna see it come through there. Here it is. And then what I do is just get it started. You'll hear it click. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and put his head back on. What I do is I push it like up towards the top, or up towards the front, and then I just start pulling it. And I kind of turn it, see, you know, because you don't want it to be loose, it's going to pop off, but you don't want it to be too tight, especially if it doesn't have rings. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm going to take that tool again, and I'm going to clip this. You want to get as close to that nub as possible. Go ahead and clip it. And then sometimes if it's rough, I'll take like a coarse fingernail file and just, you want to make sure you don't get the vinyl, but just kind of rub it to get away from those really sharp edges. So now he should be a little bit better. So now when I pick him up, he's not quite as floppy. His weight seems a lot better. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. And there you go. It's really, really easy, guys. And the same thing with the arms. You do the same thing. You don't need quite as long of a zip tie for the arms and legs. The arms, I usually use a smaller one, depending on the size of the legs. Sometimes I'll use a really long one, and then sometimes, it just depends on the kit. With him, I probably would use a large one. In fact, I did. I used 2 large ones on his legs, 2 small ones on his arms, and then a long one on his neck. So now he's got brand new polyfill, brand new glass beads. He's been reweighted, and then I also wanted to tell you guys a little trick that I do with my baby wafers. For those of you who don't know what a baby wafer is, it is a blue card that you can get at your, anywhere that they sell baby reborn supplies, or doll supplies. And it smells really, really strong of baby powder. What I do is, instead of putting it in the body and then you have to take it out and redo it when you can't smell it anymore, on these cloth diapers, there's this opening. I put it in there. This is what a baby wafer looks like. I just drop it right inside there. That way it's easy to get to when I want to put a new one in. So that's what I do. I wanted to adjust this cloth diaper anyway. So let's see. So now I can go ahead and get him dressed, and I think he's gonna look pretty spiffy now that he is, let's see, I can almost go over another one. Still a little bit loose. I don't want it too tight, but then I don't want it, there we go, that's pretty good. There he is. He's all done. So now I can go ahead and put him back together with his white onesie. See how much better? Like, he's still squishy, but he just looks so much more full. Cole is full arm, full leg, by the way. And I was looking at different bodies today because I'm going to get him a new body. This arm, I had trouble with it. And due to the artist, not the previous mommy, but the artist, somehow, well, I mean, I kind of know what she did, but the body got glued to the arm, so I have to replace his body, which isn't a big deal. But for right now, it's a pretty good body for him. This is a 0 to 3 month child of mine white onesie, and it fits really, really good on him. And then I'm just going to put him in this little sleeper that I got from Walmart. It is freezing here. Freezing, 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 freezing. I hate it. Don't we, Cole? Yeah. You want to look at your aunties? Oh, say hello, aunties. I just think he's a cutie pie. I really do. I really like him a lot. He just reminds me of Saskia. I just can't even, I don't know. Maybe it is just me. I just think he looks like a Saskia. He's a cutie pie. I'm looking at glass eyes. I'm going to do half round solid glass eyes. And he's going to have blue. So I've been looking at those today. I looked at them while I was at work last night. And I'm trying to find the right body for him. I'm trying to hang on to his white onesie at the same time. So I uploaded that haul video of stuff for him, and I was really having a hard time downloading it. I'm not sure what was happening, but it kept canceling on me. And I can already, there's already changes that are being made when you download a video. They tell you that you have to go in through what's called YouTube Studio. You have to download the app. If you do it on your phone, and you have to change the settings. So the changes have already started. And I was wondering if that was what the problem was, and that, but there's no way I can't figure out how to download a video from the YouTube Studio app. So it's like I had to download it first and then go in, and they want you to select whether it's made for children or not. And there was no way to do that first before downloading it. So I thought it was maybe preventing me from going in and doing that. So it was preventing me from downloading. And I tried 4 times. It's a long video. So I was getting really frustrated. This last time I was like, okay, if it doesn't do it, I'm going to have to redo that video and just try to make it shorter and see if maybe that works. I was really having a rough time. This is almost a little bit too tight on him. Let's see. Get him adjusted here. So that's Wonder Nation, 3 to 6 months. Yes. 0 to 3 months. So he could, that's not too bad actually. That looks kind of cute on him. I usually like him a little bit bigger, but actually that looks pretty good. What do you think, bud? Huh? What do you think? Say hi to your aunties. So what do you think, aunties? It fits him really good. So I hope this helps anybody who doesn't know how to take zip ties off of your Reborns. Just thought that would be something that maybe some people could use, because I know that the lady I bought him from said she didn't know how to adjust his arm and leg. So I thought, I think there's a lot of people that really don't know how to do that, and you really should. Like I said, especially if you buy your baby secondhand, you really need to go in and look and see what's inside, what they've weighted with. At I don't even remember what baby it was. At one point, they had weighted with sand, and I actually found like twigs inside of it. It was like sand and twigs. I think I found a leaf. Like, yeah. Like somebody took it out of their sandbox. It was in like a sock thing. I don't know. So you just don't know. You don't know what's in there. And you should take it out and, and look at it, make sure that it is what it's, and you can tell. But I kept feeling around and I'm like, what is that? And it was like a stick. I'm like, what is that? And so I opened it up, and sure enough, it was weighted with sand, but it had like twigs in it. So, it's a good idea to take them apart, look at the polyfill, look at what they're filled with, just to make sure, and weight them how you want them to be weighted. Not everybody, but if you get it straight from an artist, more than likely it's going to be fine. But secondhand, you just never know. So hope this helps you guys. And me and Cole are going to relax and sit by the fireplace, or our little fake fireplace, and get warm. So you guys take care of you. We'll see you soon.